Welcome to the Forsters pregame show presented by Coastal Copy. Final day of the regular season has arrived, and we are joined by the manager today, Bill Pintard. Well, Skip, final day of the regular season. How does it feel?
Well, it feels good. We had a good year. We had a real good year in the CCL. We are at the top of the dog pile or whatever. You're at the top of the heap. Lost the game yesterday, but we're 25-6, and that got a rank. That ranks right up with some of the best seasons we've had percentage-wise. We were over 800% till yesterday, but we're ranked first in hitting. We're first in home runs in the Southern Division. We're first in ERA. We're first in stolen bases. We got a lot of firsts and seconds in the league, and it's been a tremendous group of guys that we had here. And, you know, it just goes back, chemistry and good people that you're around day in and day out is make a difference. I will take good chemistry and good people over some of the more talented players, because you got to meld in here and you got to have a team. And so it's been a really great experience with these guys.
And you mentioned the hitting and how good it has been this year. Since really the start of July, we've just seen the power numbers kind of just go through the roof, the amount of home runs. And I remember you saying at the early of the year, you said, I think we're going to be able to hit this year. How come that big jump you feel like in the past couple of weeks with just hitting for power?
Well, some of them hadn't played. Some of them were red shirts, or some of them didn't play all the time. So when you're not hitting, you're not seeing pitching every day. It takes you a while to get up to speed. How many home runs did we have in June?
I think it was 5 or 6.
Yeah, I would think 4 to 5. And now we're at 21. And I looked up the stats from last year. How many home runs do you think we hit last year?
6.
You look it up today.
Yeah. Oh, I had it from the beginning of the year. 6 home runs during the regular season.
6 home runs, and we have 21. Our stolen bases, I'm going to look up that for me. But we have 120, 119, 120. And we're stealing them 86% of the time. And then our catcher, Zane Becker, has thrown out 40% of the runners running against us. So we got it at both sides, and it's been good. There are a couple negative things, but I was talking to a coach from the Northwoods League. It's just that some guys, when they commit for the whole summer and leave early, it leaves a bad taste in one's mouth. And we had a couple guys that did that, and it was really disappointing because we bust our hump to get them here and to find them host half, and they leave. But the rest of these guys grinded it out, and it's a grind. But and they're not used to playing this many games in this shorter time period. Like in college, I think the most you play is 4 to 5 at the most. So yeah, it's been rewarding. And the power surge. Well, we have power hitters too, and they can also run. So we got some guys like Salmon. You wouldn't think Salmon's a fast runner. Did you know that? You wouldn't think it.
Yeah.
He's a big, strong guy. He's got 5. Chamberlain's got 5. They're making me look smart when I pinch hit him late in the game.
Yes.
Right? I got 2 for 2 on this one. So we'll try to keep that streak going. But they've been a joy.
Well, Coach, any last thoughts heading into Wichita and for our last home game of the year?
Well, I just hope the fans stay with us. I hope they watch us on it'll be on YouTube, NBC.
The NBC YouTube channel, correct.
NBC channel, YouTube. I know we open up Friday at 6 o'clock in the feature game, and we will. That's on Friday, the
Hmm.
24th, and then the next night we play at midnight,
Yeah.
and then we're off Sunday and Monday, and then we play a really tough team on Tuesday to come out of our bracket. They take the top two teams out of your bracket, and so we're a little light on pitching, to be honest with you. We don't have the depth of pitching that we've had before, but we got a lot of guys that say, "Hey, I'll try to get this done." So we have a good mentality, but we're the few. We don't have a
Hmm.
lot. So that's my biggest concern is our pitching in Wichita. But if we keep swinging the bats like this, that takes care of average pitching. I'm not saying we're average. We got some above average guys, but we're not as deep as we
Right.
usually like. So that's about it. It's been a great year, young man.
Oh, it's been
I've
fun.
enjoyed it. It's your second year. I was telling you before, I don't have to worry about this. You just get it done and you do a great job. I do want to thank all our sponsors out there in the community. Yes, we are trying to raise money to go to Wichita, and you can go to our website and look at the Wichita Fund. Are you familiar with
Hmm.
that? So contribute. Please help us. We're a 501c, so it's tax deductible donation. And help us out there so we can buy some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches back there. Thank you very much.
Of course, Bill.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. First pitch coming up right after this. Welcome to Santa Barbara and the CCL Baseball and the Foresters Broadcast Network. Today is the final day of the regular season for the Foresters, and they take on the SLO Blues for the second day in a row. I'm Hunter Shoemake, and welcome to Eddie Matthews Field. Well, for the second straight day, Foresters and Blues meeting for CCL Baseball. Let's take a look back to yesterday's ball game. Well, the SLO Blues won 10-8 over the Foresters, and the Foresters entering the ninth inning were actually trailing 10-4 behind a 3-run shot by Nick Salmon coming in off the bench. The pinch hit home run made things interesting, but the Foresters came up 2 runs short, with the Blues winning that game 10-8. And what's at stake here today on the final day of the regular season for the Foresters? Well, Santa Barbara have a chance to win the season series against the Blues. Right now, the season series is led by the Foresters 3-2. And for the SLO Blues, a chance to split the season series against the Foresters. Here's the lineup today for the SLO Blues. Leading off and in center field, Cesar Chavez batting second and left. Dom Nahar. Brendan Comerford bats third, and he plays third base. In the middle, Kyle Becker's the DH. Diego Murillo is at short. Johnny Rodriguez is at first. On the back end for the Blues, Kosei Suzuki is in right. Kevin Spear does the catching. Diego Gonzalez is at second. Bryce Padilla gets the ball for the Blues. And getting the ball today is Brody Berlowitz. First start of the season for Brody. 4 innings, 4 2/3 innings pitched this season. No runs on 2 hits so far for Berlowitz. It'll be a staff day today for the Foresters, and we'll see what happens on the final day of the regular year. And away we go from Eddie Matthews Field. Strike 1 on Chavez. And it was a day ago when the Foresters struck first. Put up 3 runs in the third, and then the SLO Blues a 7 spot in the fifth. That's when 13 came around to the plate. 13 Blues dug in that inning. And a half inning that spanned 32 minutes. And a 5th inning in total, which lasted 49 minutes between the top and the bottom. And that was the game. That was the inning that broke open the game. And then some extra insurance runs came up clutch. Just able to get out of the way. It's now 2-2. One ball and 2 strikes on Chavez. Here's Easton Mumau. Good play at second, 1 down. Let's take a look at the defense for the Foresters. Josh Woodworth is at third. Joe Sandusky is at short. Easton Mumau, who just made that play, is at second. Wyland Nelson back at first base. And Aiden Camberg behind the plate. In the outfield, Makani Nabarro in left. Brady Janusik center. And Donovan LaSalle gets the start in right today on the final day of the regular season for the Foresters. So the 1 down. Strike 1 on Dom Nahar. Nahar batting second today. Yesterday he was in the 8-hole for Dean Traynor and the Blues. Ended up going 2 for 4. Was also hit by a pitch. Scored a run. And for the second straight batter, Brody Berlowitz ahead, 0-2. It's been some good stuff from Berlowitz when he has pitched. Here comes the 0-2 to Nahar. Nahar hitting .321. With the SLO Blues playing game number 41 this season. They'll still have a full week until the CCL postseason starts. Sandusky on the move. 2 out. Good stretch by Nelson at first as well. So a pair of groundouts for Berlowitz, and the batter is Brendan Comerford. And it was a big day yesterday for Comerford. Collected a hit, had a sac fly, but also picked up his 3rd save of the season. Was called upon for the final 2 outs of the ball game. Chance Jasso was looking for a 3-inning save, ran into that home run by Nick Salmon, who came in off the bench. And as a result, the change being made, Comerford, who was at third base, had to take over on the hill, record the final 2 outs, and picked up his 3rd save. Fly ball into right. Sends Donovan LaSalle back a few steps. And the Blues go in order. Good work by Brody Berlowitz through a half scoreless. Bottom of the first, Forsters coming up.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
Scoreless bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the lineup today for the Foresters. Leading off and in right field, Donovan LaSalle batting second. At second, Easton Mumaw. In the three-hole, the DH, Nick Salmon, after his pinch hit home run yesterday. In the middle, Josh Woodworth at third. Brady Janusick in center. Joe Sandusky is at short. On the back end, Makani Nabarro in left. Wyland Nelson at first. Aiden Camberg is at the 9 spot doing the catching. We've seen Brody Berlowitz, a 1-2-3 first, and Bryce Padilla gets the ball on the hill for the Blues. Third start, 8th appearance for Padilla, 15 2/3. 8 earned runs on 13 hits this year for the man who wears 55 for the Blues. 14 walks to 16 strikeouts. So he has struck out a good amount, but also has walked a fair share as well. LaSalle, Mumaw, Salmon, bottom of 1, scoreless game. That's into right, sends Suzuki back. That ball is at the base of the wall. LaSalle into second base, the leadoff double. So the first pitch, extra bases for the Sturs. And a day yesterday that saw 29 hits. 10 runs for the Blues on 14. 8 runs for the Foresters on 15 knocks. It was a well-pitched game the first couple innings. Then the bats got hot for both sides, scoring in bunches. So with 1 on, nobody out. That's ball down for Mumaw. Easton hitting .286 this season. Was a mid-season pickup for the Foresters and really has started almost every game at third base, a couple times at second this year. Starts at second today. A low strike. 2-1. After Easton, Nick Salmon, can the Foresters capitalize on this leadoff double in the final game of the regular season for the Sturs? That is a foul ball. 2-2. And for the Foresters, they will be off to Wichita early next week. But one last game in the CCL for the season. The count's full. And for the Foresters, that loss yesterday, just their 6th loss of the season. You were with us in the pregame show with the manager for the Foresters, Bill Pintard, one of the best seasons in terms of record in recent memory, just 6 losses on the year. That puts 2 on, nobody out. A double and a walk start the ball game.
Number 15, Nick Salmon.
So here is the DH a pinch hit home run in the 9th yesterday to make things a little bit more interesting, forced the pitching change, forced Brendan Comerford to enter the game, and chased Chance Jasso out of the ball game. That's in the dirt, and a free base. Goes down as a pass ball. LaSalle over to third, Mumma down to second. Gets rid of the force out at second base. And an early conversation with Kevin Spear and Bryce Padilla. Let's take a look at the defense for the Blues. Brendan Comerford is at third. Diego Murillo is at short. Diego Gonzalez is at second. Johnny Rodriguez at first. Kevin Spear catches. Nahar is in left. Chavez in center. Suzuki is in right. That's in the dirt. LaSalle to the plate. He is safe, and the Foresters take the lead. And dream start for the Foresters, getting their first 2 men on. They've already plated a run, nobody out. And the wild pitch scores LaSalle. 1-0 Foresters, and it's a 3-0 count. That's now ball 3, 3-0. Back-to-back walks given up by Padilla. That puts runners on the corners, nobody out.
Now batting, brought to you by Pacific Press. Number 20, Josh Woodward. Go, Josh. RBI's out there.
So here's Josh Woodworth hitting 277. In the cleanup spot today. He's brought home 15. He's got number 16 in the form of Muma at third base. And Padilla doubled off his first pitch. And then back-to-back walks for a guy making his 3rd start of the season. And Spear's been working hard behind the plate. And when the Foresters got on the board yesterday, they pushed in 3 runs on 5 hits in the 3rd. As Woodworth gets ahead 2-0. And then in that 5th inning for the Blues, when they got on the board, 7 runs on 5 hits, capitalizing on 3 errors. And on 13 came up to the plate for SLO in the top of the 5th. And another 3-ball count. Janusic next. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Swinging away, base hit. Foresters lead 2-0.
Now batting, brought to you by Strength Happens. Number 9, Brady Janusek. There we go. Here you go, Brady.
And an early chat for the Blues. The RBI by Woodworth makes it a 2-0 ball game. And Padilla has faced 4. It's gone double, walk, walk. RBI single. Also a pass ball and a wild pitch not helping the cause for Padilla. And for the Foresters, they'll be off to Wichita. We'll get into the scheduling of what the NBC tournament will look like as this game progresses. But the Foresters off to Wichita, and Foresters always looking for some additional support. The Wichita Fund, great way to help out the Foresters. Make their way to Kansas, feed the team, house the team. You can always check out the Wichita Fund on the Forester website to help contribute to the success for the Foresters, looking for their 11th NBC title. That's a strike on Janusik. 0-1. The lead runner is Salmon. 2 runs in, nobody out. So here comes the 1-1. Janusik fouls it back. Strike 2. Brady hitting 224. And yesterday, his first time, doubled, was able to stretch, looked like a base hit in center field for 2 bases. Multi-hit game yesterday for Janusik. Stays alive here and remains 1-2. Four men have come up, already a man up in the bullpen for the Blues. Here's the 1-2. Struck him out, 1 away. And Padilla needed that. 1 down.
Now batting, brought to you by Doug Scott of the Allison Companies. Number 6, Joseph Sandusky.
So a 2-on, 1 out, 2 runs in. The batter is Joe Sandusky. Joe is at shortstop today for Bill Pintard. And Joe hitting .302 this season. He bumped up in the order, was batting at the 9 spot yesterday. 2 for 4 day. And a low strike from Padilla starts off the plate appearance. That's a fly ball to right. Suzuki underneath it. 2 down. Salmon tags up over to third. Runners on the corners, 2 down.
Now batting, brought to you by Vinny's Craft House. Number 7, McConney.
So first and third, and it's McConney Nabarro. And if guys in the lineup today, Nabarro along with Easton Mumaw, returning Foresters from past years, actually both Nabarro and Mumaw playing last year in a Forester team that got knocked out in the quarterfinals of the NBC. Foresters were perfect in the group stage, going 3-0. Also had 2 run rule victories before advancing out of the group. Got knocked off in their first elimination game. Here's a fly ball to center. Chavez underneath it to retire the side. The damage is limited to 2. Could have been a lot worse for Bryce Padilla and the Blues, but after 1, Forster's on top by 2. Santa Barbara Airport, 5 airlines, American, Alaska, Delta, Southwest, and United. 13 nonstop destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Oakland, Phoenix, Portland, Sacramento, Salt Lake City, San Diego, San Francisco, and Seattle. 26 daily departures, Santa Barbara Airport's newest daily service to Chicago and San Diego. Ensure you can get all over the world. Just one easy connection. Skip the traffic and stress of driving to LA and enjoy a stress-free start to your trip by flying SBA. Learn more. Book your flight today at flysba.com. Santa Barbara Airport. Depart differently.
Can you feel that? That little itch to get out of town? At Santa Barbara Airport, we feel it too. But when you're ready to trade the usual view for something new, don't drive to LA. Depart stress-free at SBA. With 26 daily nonstops to 13 destinations, we're one stop to anywhere in the world. Go ahead, scratch that travel itch. Just skip the hustle. Visit flysba.com and take off easy. Santa Barbara Airport. Depart differently.
Second inning, Foresters by 2. Middle 3, Becker, Murillo, Rodriguez for the SLO Blues. This is a week for San Luis Obispo, having gone 3-2. Started off on Tuesday and Wednesday. Back-to-back losses, then they have now won 3 straight ball games. And they're in the midst of a very long road trip. On Wednesday, made it all the way up to Northern California, played Alameda, then Walnut Creek, and then Menlo Park on Friday. Then yesterday came down to Santa Barbara, playing a 2-game set. Blues will still have next week to finish out the regular year, then on to the CCL postseason, and both these teams, the top 2 teams in the CCL. 2 strikes now, Kyle Becker. Did not see Kyle yesterday. Starting DH was Rodriguez, who bats. He stands in the hole. Here's a 2-2. And a strikeout starts the second one away.
Strikeout is brought to you by Lee and Sons, Plumbing and Heating. Now batting number 7, Diego Murillo.
So with 1 down, here's the shortstop for the Blues. Murillo takes a ball upstairs at 88 from Berlowitz. Ball 1. And the Foresters, their winning percentage now .797. So a fraction under 80% of the games they have won. Here's a fly ball to right, sends LaSalle back, and that ball is in front of the wall. First hit of the game goes for 2 bases. It's Murillo, a 1-out double. If you're just joining us, we told you there were 29 hits in the ball game yesterday. 18 runs on 29 hits between the 2 teams. Blues won 10-8. Kept themselves alive trying to split the season series. Entered yesterday's game trailing by 2 games. 6th and final meeting of the year. And of course, the final game for the Foresters during this regular season. So after the double, it's Johnny Rodriguez. Nasty slider from Berlowitz. Strike 1. Good changeup from Berlowitz. But Johnny hitting .238, the former Forester who joined the Foresters in Wichita a year ago and spent the full 2024 season, 2 summers back here at Eddie Matthews Field. After Rodriguez is Suzuki. Chance for the Blues today to split the season series against their rivals. But the Stars on top by 2. That's a strikeout, throw down to third base. Over to third goes Murillo. 2 out. And Murillo has stolen 14 this season. With 2 down, here is the right fielder Kosei Suzuki. And Suzuki takes a strike but had a remarkable day yesterday. If you just look at a line score, you'll see 2 for 5, 2 batted in, 2 scored, but twice in the 5th. He put the ball in play. That one's hit well into left, and that ball's to the wall. Suzuki's great time in Santa Barbara continues. He's got an RBI double, and the Blues on the board. And to finish that thought on Suzuki, 2 ground balls on the infield, which resulted in a pair of 2-base errors, which was massive to the success for the Blues in that 7-run 5th inning. Granted, they go down as errors, but he was the one that put him in play. Some good base running. Essentially 4 free bases in that 5th inning yesterday. And then his last 2 times, collecting hits and 2 RBIs. Continues that great form today into the second. And it's a 2-1 ball game, and the batter is Kevin Spear with 2 out. Good pitch by Brudlowitz. And it will just be an open today for Brody, depending on how long it goes. A staff day for the Foresters, then off to Wichita next week. Spear behind the plate in today's ball game. Yesterday was Miles Mader. Ended up going 2 for 4 along with a walk. But Spear catching Padilla today. The 0-2 pitch. Here's Sandusky. A little bit of a fumble, and the inning continues. First and third, and Spear's on with 2 out.
Now batting for the Blues, number 10.
Goes down as an E6 to continue the inning. So the tying run 90 feet away, and it's the number 9 man, Diego Gonzalez. Even though he's out of the 9 spot, he had a pair of doubles yesterday. Ball 1. And he's hitting, entering yesterday's game, he's hitting 146. Ends up going 2 for 5 with his 2 doubles. Chance to tie this game in the second. Nelson holding on to Spear, who has done a little bit of running as the catcher. 3 stolen bases on 5 attempts, but these are the 2 best running teams in the entire league. Touched on it yesterday. Both teams now with over 100 stolen bases. In at 88, 1-1. Runners on the move, a strike at the plate. Down to second goes Spear. It's 1-2. The 1-2 to Gonzalez. 2-2. Just missing down and away. Gonzalez. Fouls it back, stays alive. Here's the 2-2. Struck him out, but the Blues get on the board. Capitalize on a pair of doubles. And Berlowitz picks up 3 Ks. Bottom of the second, Forster's bat on top by 1.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com. Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
Bottom of two. 2-1 ball game. Nelson, Camberg, LaSalle. 8-9-1 for the Sturs. Final home game of the regular season until they're off to Wichita. Nelson hitting .250. Starting at first base today. Yesterday it was Rutenbar getting the start at first base. Carter the day off today. That's down and away from Padilla, ball one. So Padilla, to start off this ball game, it went double, walk, RBI single. And all things considered, could have been a whole lot worse for the right-hander in the Blues. Just concede 2 runs after the first 4 men reach safely. Good pitch there, 2-1. 2-1 to Nelson. Strike 2. We've only seen Nelson at the plate this year, but what a talented pitcher. And the fantastic season he had with Santa Barbara City College. Pitched over 100 innings with SBCC his freshman year. Big chopper. Murillo. 1 away.
Now batting, brought to you by Loris College. Number 12.
So that brings up the number 9 man, Aiden Camberg. Camberg behind the plate today, and great to see Aiden. Final day of the regular season. It was on July 2nd we saw Camberg go down with an injury. Made his return 2 days ago against the Santa Maria Indians. Caught that game for Henry Prindle, who picked up his second win of the season. And that's a hard hit ball right into that dugout on the third base side, strike 1. But Aiden caught that game as his first game back in over 2 weeks. Great to see him healthy. Saw him in BP leading up to that first start back, and just so good to see. Running fastball at 91, up and away. It's 1-1. Foul tip, 2-2. Camberg hitting .250, but an on-base percentage of .526 this year. And in that first game back for Aiden, ended up going 2 for 3, 2 walks, an RBI, 2 runs scored, so it was a massive day, considering he hadn't seen live pitching in a couple of weeks. And with 1 down, here comes the 3-2. And for the Foresters, dealt the loss yesterday, and it was their first loss since July 9th, which occurred on the road at Orange County, snapping a 5-game winning streak. Would have been longer, except there was that odd
peculiar tie against the Conejo Oaks, a game suspended due to darkness. Camberg takes a walk. He's on with 1 out in the second. Third walk given up by Padilla through an inning and a third. So 1 on 1 out in a 1-run game. LaSalle squares around right back to the hill. The ball is down, and they got him at first. Padilla able to recover, nearly caught it on a line out. Camberg down to second, 2 down.
Now batting, brought to you by Rick Wilson. Number 3, Easton.
So the sacrifice by LaSalle puts Camberg in scoring position for Easton Moomaw. Easton walked his first time. Advanced around the bases on a pass ball, wild pitch, scored. It was brought home by Josh Woodworth, and Padilla trying to keep the ship stable after the first 4 men reaching against him in the first. There was even a man getting up and throwing in the bullpen for the Blues. In a game yesterday when they had to use 3 men out of the pen, but Comerford came in from the field for his 3rd save of the season after a typical third baseman for the Blues. By the way, for Comerford, it was on 16 pitches, according to the final 2 outs, and picking up his 3rd save. And fastball away at 91, and it's 3-0. A number of 3-ball counts in this game from Bryce Padilla. I should say a 3-0 counts.
All right, Adam, here we go. Your hit right here. There you go, here we go.
Second walk of the inning. And Easton has his second walk of the game to put 2 on, 2 down for hard-hitting DH Salmon. And we asked Bill Pintard why there was such a big influx. I should say we asked him in the Forster Coastal Copy pregame show why there's been such a big influx in home runs for the Forsters in recent weeks. You look up and down the lineup. Guys have home runs left and right. Salmon's got 5. Woodworth has 1 who's on deck. Nabarro's got 1. So many weapons also off the bench. The Forsters have 21 after just 6 last year during the regular season. One 1. Salmon walked his first time. Strike 2.
Now it's base hit time. Base hit time. Here we go, kid. Here we go. Base hit's all we have. Feel free to overachieve.
The lead runner is Camberg in a 2-1 ball game in the second. Gets some looking, and the inning is over. Padilla works around a pair of walks. And this game's headed to the third. Forster's on top, 2-1.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
Third inning in a 2-1 ball game. Top three for the Blues, Chavez, Nahar, Comerford. Berlowitz back to work. Breaking pitch is located on the inside corner. Strike one. Chavez grounded out to second his first time. Woodworth gets his man one away. So 1 down. Here's Dom Nahar, and the Blues team now 12-4 on the road this year. Primarily, they have been the confines of Sinsheimer Park. Always such a great atmosphere there for the home team, the Blues. Showing the Forsters were there last. 1,200 packed into Sinsheimer Park in a midweek game on just a Tuesday. Ball one now to Dom Nahar. Strike one. Berlowitz got Nahar on a ground out to short in the first. He's 0 for 1. That's gonna hit him. So 1 out hit batsman, and Nahar's on for the first time today.
Ouch, that looks like it hurt. This hit by a pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
1 on 1 out, and it's Brendan Comerford. And we told you earlier, big day for Comerford yesterday, collecting the save, entering with the Forsters a late charge. Collects the save, and also at the plate, collected a hit and RBI yesterday. Good first pitch from Berlowitz. Let's see if Nahar wants to do some running here in the third. 10 stolen bases on 12 attempts for the left fielder. And the Blues, after yesterday's game, swiping 2 bases, they have surpassed 100 stolen bases on the year. They're at 101, looking for 102. And they collect 102 on the base pass on the stolen bag by Nahar. So he's now 11 for 13. And 2 strikes on Comerford. Tying run in scoring position for the Blues.
That's it. You're in charge there. You're in charge.
Back to second. There's Mumma making the play at him. Over from second. And after Comerford will be Kyle Becker, the DH for the SLO Blues, here on Sunday, July 19th. Another play back to second. Closer try this time for Berlowitz and Mumma. Got him on the outside corner, 2 down. Fourth K by Berlowitz. And you have to imagine this might be the final inning for Brody. We were told it would just be an open today for the right-hander. Currently for the Blues, 1 run on 2 hits. Forsters 2 runs on 2 hits, all of which came in the first. So at 2 down, here's Kyle Becker. That's in the dirt. Over to the third, Nahar. Becker's brought home 18 this season. Again, Becker did not play yesterday. Actually, no changes were made 1 through 9 for the Blues. Conversely, for the Forsters, 5 men came in off the bench, whether it was pinch running or pinch hitting. Also a defensive change being made. Bill Pintard, a couple of times this year, has been pretty crafty with the lineup, making a number of changes. Here's a 2-0. Strike one. Chance for the Blues to tie this game. Becker chops outside first, 2-2. The season series started on June 21st when the Foresters won 6-2 on Father's Day. And it ends today on July 19th. 2-2. That's foul. By the way, that win for Bill Pintard on the 21st of June on Father's Day was his 1,200 career win with the Foresters as the manager. Becker strikes out to end the inning. Back-to-back Ks for Berlowitz. He is K'd 5 through 3. Bottom of the inning we go. Sturs by 1.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Bottom of the third, Foresters lead 2-1. Josh Woodworth, Brady Janusick, and Joe Sandusky coming up for the Foresters. They lead by 1. And the Foresters will play their first game in the NBC tournament this upcoming Friday at 6 p.m. Wichita time. That'll be against the Great Bend Batcats, kicking off their group stage play next Friday, 6 p.m. Wichita time. Here's a towering shot to right, sends Kazuki back, and Suzuki has enough room. 1 away.
Now batting, brought to you by Mesa Cafe. Number 9, Brady.
And the Foresters will then play the following day, Saturday night, well, you can maybe say Sunday morning at midnight is the slated time. Part of the NBC Baseball Around the Clock, 11 games in 33 hours. And the Foresters in the midnight slot. And that game, well, you say midnight slot, but if games go long and things happen, it could be a little bit later than that. And that would be against the BTL Hornets. Janusick swinging away on the first pitch. Here's Gonzalez. 2 down. So 2 quick outs for Padilla settling into this outing. And it's Joe Sandusky out of the 6 hole. And time now being called. Sandusky ushered over by the manager, Bill Pintard. His first time flew up to right. And you see Bill Pintard on the picture, in the corner of your picture, and manager saying, looking towards Wichita. The only question marks might be the pitching, just the amount of depth and how much they can produce throughout the course of this tournament. First, you got to advance out of the group, and then in a single elimination knockout rounds, pretty much the exact same format as the World Cup. So a 2 down in the conversation between manager and shortstop. A low strike at 90 starts off the plate appearance, 0-1. Wind's blowing in from center. Some of the actually largest gusts we have seen all year. The non-prevailing breeze typically blowing straight out towards right. The ocean, essentially at 7 o'clock from where the plate is orientated. It's 0-2 on Sandusky. And that's in the right. 2-out knock from Sandusky keeps the inning alive for the Foresters. First hit for the Sturs since nobody out in the first. That's when they went double, walk, single to start the game. Had a pair of walks in the last. Remember, Padilla ran into that trouble. First 4 reaching safely against him. Guys got up in the bullpen. They're now up again. And that's in and out of the glove. Down to second, Sandusky. And by the way, that was pitch number 51 for Padilla. Pass ball advances Joe into scoring position. Strike 1. And our pop-up knocked the camera. We'll get that adjusted, but some of the biggest gusts we've seen all year. Again, blowing in from center field. Not the prevailing breeze. Here's a 1-1 in Nabarro. Haven't seen that all year. Pop-up nearly took off here, right behind the plate. And a strikeout ends the inning. Sandusky had a single, advances on a pass ball, and the Foresters strand Joe in scoring position. This game's through 3. Foresters by 1.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
First pitch and change of the ball game. Nick Salmon takes over for Brody Berlowitz. He goes 3, 1 run on 2 hits, no walks, and 5 strikeouts for Berlowitz. It's a staff day today for the Foresters, and Salmon, who started as the DH, now into the game, so the Stars lose their DH. Salmon continues to bat out of the 3-hole for as long as he stays in this game on the hill. Mario Rodriguez Suzuki in this 2-1 game. That is down at 89 from Salmon. Ball 1. Mario's first time doubled off the wall and right, off of Berlowitz. It's the first hit of the game, and it's now 1-1. We've touched so much on what Nick Salmon has done at the plate in recent memory. And the last time this is the 4th time actually he takes the hill this year for the Foresters, 2 2/3. 1 run, 1 hit. Has walked 5, struck out 3. Gets ahead. Gets back in the count. 2-2 now. And the man leading off the inning, Murillo. That's outside third. And Sam actually last pitched against the Blues. Faced 5 batters on the 14th. There's a 2-2 from Salmon. Struck him out, 1 away.
That strikeout is brought to you by Lee and Sons, Plumbing and Heating. All right. Now batting number 50, Johnny Rodriguez.
Sixth strikeout by Forster pitch, and that brings up Johnny Rodriguez. Rodriguez went down swinging in the second. And Salmon, this upcoming year, headed to Oregon State after spending the past year with Golden West CC. Did have a couple appearances on the hill, but was mainly at the plate. Hit .318 over 157 ABs this year for Nick Salmon. But so familiar with this area, came to UC Santa Barbara his freshman year out of Corona Del Mar High School from Newport Coast, California. Went to UC Santa Barbara as a pitcher, really. Redshirt did not play. Was really just hitting last year at Golden West. And headed to Oregon State come the fall after this summer season. Back-to-back Ks for Salmon, 2 down.
That strikeout is brought to you by Lee and Sons, Plumbing and Heating.
That is 4 straight Ks for the Foresters going back to the 3rd. And it's now Kosei Suzuki. The man leading off, and Suzuki both had doubles in the second. Suzuki was stranded at 3rd, but he brought home the first run of the game for the Blues. He's in right field. Strike 1. Salmon stuff today looking great. After walking a number of guys his last outing against the Blues. Another great breaking pitch. Strike 2. The 0-2 to Suzuki. Fastball at 94, yanked down and away. Ball 1. So that breaking pitch, which was high 70s, and then you have the fastball going to 94. To the left side in Woodworth. And a 1-2-3-4 for Nick Salmon. Great stuff for the right-handed reliever, case 2. Bob the inning we go. Nelson leads it off, Stars on top by 1. Santa Barbara Airport with 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta, Southwest, United. 13 nonstop destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Oakland, Phoenix, Portland, Sacramento, Salt Lake City, San Diego, San Francisco, and Seattle. 26 daily departures, Santa Barbara Airport's newest daily service to Chicago and San Diego, ensure you can get all over the world. Just one easy connection. Skip the traffic and stress of driving to LA and enjoy a stress-free start to your trip by flying to Santa Barbara Airport. Learn more. Book your flight today at flysba.com. Santa Barbara Airport. Depart differently. While Nelson sees ball 1 down from Bryce Padilla remaining in this ball game. 8-9-1 for the Foresters. Nelson, Camberg, LaSalle in a 2-1 ball game. Final game of the regular season for the Foresters. That's a fair ball and a nice pickup by the left-handed first baseman, Johnny Rodriguez. 1 down.
Now batting, brought to you by Finney's Craft House. Number 12, Aiden Camberg.
So that brings up the catcher, Aiden Camberg. So since his return to injury, what has he done? He's gone 2 for 3. He's walked twice. Well, actually now walked 3 times. He walked in the second, so fantastic stuff from Camberg. And a great trio of catchers behind the plate this year. Camberg, Becker, and then also Carter Rutenbar. Saw Rutenbar at first yesterday. Day off today on the final game of the regular season for the Sturs. And Bryce Padilla, after the first couple men that he faced, you were wondering, even the manager and Blues coaching staff wondering what the situation would be for the right-handed starter. There's a man up in the bullpen in the first, just after 4 batters. After Padilla really didn't have much control, he settled in and has now gone 3+. It's actually 3 1/3. That's to the left side and a base hit for Camberg. The great stuff continues. The 1-out single. He's 1 for 1.
Donovan LaSalle.
One on, 1 out in the 4th. LaSalle is 1 for 1. He sacked his second time, his last time. Camberg has done some running this year. He's 5 for 6. And the Foresters been the benefactors of some wild pitches and pass balls. They have not attempted a stolen base in this game. After yesterday's game, they stole 2. Actually, so did the SLO Blues. One and one. And that ball skips towards the bullpen. Camberg down to second. So an errant throw gives the catcher a free base and RBI chance now for LaSalle with 1 out. So the error on Padilla. And it's the first error for the Blues in this ball game. In yesterday's game, 5 errors combined between the two teams. There were 2 on the Blues, 3 on the Foresters, and that's when the Foresters shot themselves in the foot in the 5th. Yes, there were 5 hits, but a pair of 2-base errors, 3 total errors in that 5th inning, which that half inning alone spanned 32 minutes. The top of the 5th yesterday. It's 2-1 on LaSalle. It's a strike, 2-2. That's on the outside corner, 2 down. 4th strikeout for Padilla. And of those 4 Ks, 3 of which have been looking. So here's the man who was walked twice in this game, in the first and in the second, and Easton came around to score. Mumma takes a strike on the inside corner at 91. And if Padilla can get through 4 here this afternoon after the start, a couple of guys were up in the pen early. It'd have to be a victory for the Blues. Goes right back to the heater, 1-1. And the Foresters have already started their bullpen carousel. The DH and now pitcher standing on deck. Foresters losing their DH in this game with Salmon starting in the 3-hole and now in the game pitching. That's foul. Strike 2. And a strikeout ends the inning. Back-to-back Ks for Padilla. He's now K'd 5 through 4. On to the Finneys' 5th inning in a 2-1 game in Santa Barbara.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
On to the Finneys' fifth inning, 8-9-1 for the Blues in a 2-1 ball game. The Foresters pushing in their 2 runs in the first, the Blues tacking on in the second. Pitch number 15 is a good one from Nick Salmon. A 14 pitch, 3 up, 3 down, fourth. Starts off Spear with the breaking pitch. 0-1. Spear reached on an error in the second. That came with 2 out. And he sees a ball inside, 1-1. Then stole a base and was stranded at second. That's when it was second and third, 2 down, and Berlowitz struck out Gonzalez to retire the side. Gonzalez stands on deck. 2-1. That's outside third. Strike 2. Comes the 2-2 from Salmon. Breaking pitch again, misses upstairs. Full count. Since that second inning, when there's a pair of hits and that error to continue the inning, been one man to reach base. That came with 1 out in the third. Nahar was hit by a pitch. The last 5 retired by Forster pitching. And a walk starts the 5th. And this 5th inning brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, one on Lower State Street and one in Goleta. Finney's, a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Finney's Craft House. That is the first walk given up by Forster pitching in this game. 1 on, nobody out. Tying run on base for Diego Gonzalez. Spear already has a stolen base in this game. There have been 3 stolen bases by the Blues. That runs up their season total to 104. Lays it down. Salmon gives chase. 1 away. So the sacrifice complete down to second. Spear 1 away. And it's back to the top for the Blues. Chavez 0 for 2. Pair of groundouts and the tying run in scoring position for the SLO Blues. Ball 1. A 3-2 week for the Blues. In their last 10 games, they are 4-6. That's in the air to right. LaSalle has out number 2. Spear tags up over to third with 2 down in the 5th. So with the tying run 90 feet away, a little extra pressure on Camberg and Salmon. And the batter will be Dom Nahar. 0 for 1 was hit by pitches last time and was stranded at third. Ball 2. The inning started with a walk, the sacrifice, and a flyout later, and Spears at third. This is a SLO Blues team that averages 6.5 runs a game. In terms of offense and in terms of what they've done hitting all year long, they're hitting .270. That's fifth best out of the franchise teams in the CCL. The Forsters hitting .296, which is the best in the CCL. And Bill Pintard said in our Coastal Copy pregame show just how good the offense has been this year. Said the pitching pretty solid, just some of the depth in terms of day in and day out. You use arms, sometimes a little difficult. But that being said, the Forsters have the best ERA and WHIP in the CCL. And the Blues right there with some of the top walks, hits per inning pitch, along with earned run average. They are second and third in the CCL in both those statistical categories. So two teams that pitch well. Forsters, best offense in the league, lead the Southern Division in home runs now at 21. And we just said the Blues average 6.5 runs, and just for perspective, the Forsters, the Sturs average just under 9 runs a game this year. That's up the middle, and this game is tied on the RBI by Nahar. The 2-out knock by Nahar ties the game, and it's now Brendan Comerford. Nahar has already stolen a base in this game. Breaking pitch is a high strike. The movement on that pitch is nasty from Salmon. And you combine that with a fastball, which is hit 94 in this game. That's quite the combination for the right-hander. Again, just the 4th appearance for Nick all year on the hill. It's pretty cool to see him get back on the hill. Went to UC Santa Barbara mainly as a pitcher that got injured. And he's ahead now on 2 strikes on Comerford. If the inning continues, it would be Becker, but Salmon had no balls and 2 strikes on the third baseman. Comerford stays alive. The SLO Blues team now 28-12 this year, playing game number 41. Playing 7 more games than the Forsters. They started early and they'll play a week longer in terms of CCL games. Because the Forsters off to Wichita. Their first game will be on Friday. They'll play 6 o'clock Wichita time against the Great Bend Batcats. Game 1 of the group stage. Then also play on Saturday. Slated start time is at midnight. Technically Sunday morning, but you never know if games back up. Might be later. Runners on the move. It's a ball at the plate. Camberg's on it. And they got him. Heads up from Aiden Camberg. Nahar caught stealing. But Nahar ties this game with the RBI into center. Bottom of the 5th, tied 2-2.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569 1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Bottom of the fifth. New pitcher for the Blues, Charlie Ferris, takes over after Bryce Padilla. 4 innings, 2 runs on 4 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts for Padilla. And all things considered, after the start, did well to get through 4 and leaves with a no decision. This game tied 2-2. Salmon, Woodworth, Janusik. 3, 4, and 5 for the Forsters. And a foul ground out of play, strike 1. So Salmon gets through 2 innings on the hill. Leads off this inning. The Forsters losing their DH with Salmon starting in the 3-hole. And we mentioned yesterday that the Forsters used 5 guys off the bench. And they're going to be using more. With Salmon leading off this inning as the pitcher. That is up the middle. And a single starts the 5th for the Forsters.
Now batting, brought to you by Doug Scott of the Allison Company. Number 20, Josh Woodward.
And by the way, Ferris is a familiar face for the Forsters. When they played on the 14th up in San Luis Obispo, Ferris pitched the final 3 innings. 3 shutout innings on just a single hit for Ferris. He struck out 4, no walks, in the losing effort for the Blues when the Forsters won 5-4. But he was solid in that game late. But has to navigate a base runner. Salmon's on. The batter is Woodworth. And we've touched so much on Salmon on the hill, what he's done at the plate, and even Bill Pintard in our pregame show mentioned about the running game with Salmon, how fast he is. He's got 7 stolen bases on the year. Shifty over there at first base. Will we see Forsters do some running in the 5th? And it's now 1-1 on Woodworth, who's 1 for 2 this game. Single for an RBI in the 1st and a fly out to right. Both runs on the board today for the Forsters occurred in the 1st. Bottom of the 5th. This 5th inning brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's, 2 locations in Santa Barbara, 1 on Lower State Street and 1 in Goleta. Finney's is a great place to gather before or after any Forsters game. Finney's Craft House. Got underneath it and back out of play. Strike 2. When you look in the Southern Division, it's where the Forsters play out of, the Blues out of the North. Foresters pacing that division, and since the Foresters off to Wichita, Conejo currently in second place in the South. The reigning CCL champs just holding on to a slim edge over the OC Riptide in terms of winning percentage. That's going to come down to the wire in terms of who's going to win the South, with the Foresters vacating their spot. And the Blues did lose the top spot a couple days back when Walnut Creek momentarily had the top spot, had the crown in the Northern Division, had a winning percentage of .700 for a short time. They dropped a couple games. Blues win yesterday, and a .700 winning percentage once again for the SLO Blues, leading the North. Still 1-2 on Woodworth. 2-2. So the first pitching change for the Blues. Salmon gives up. Salmon gets on via the single. It's now 2-2. Next on the move. Bouncer to Comerford. It's going to be tough. And 2 on, nobody out in the 5th. And Woodworth is now 2 for 3.
Now batting, brought to you by Finney's Craft House. Number 9, Brady Janusek.
Brady Janusek. 2 on, nobody out. Squares around. Back to Ferris. Makes the play. Runners advance 1 away. Great work by Janusik laying it down for the sack.
Now batting, brought to you by
And 2 in scoring position for the number 6 man, Joe Sandusky,
Joseph Sandusky.
who singled his last time, was stranded at second. He's 1 for 2. And here comes Dean Traynor for the Blues. Remember Ferris from the valued arms late in games. 3 shutout innings against the Foresters on the 14th. Struck out 4 as well, no walks. But Ferris was up early. He was the one throwing in that bullpen in the first when Bryce Padilla allowed 2 hits and 2 walks in the first 4 batters that he faced. So Ferris had to temper how hot he was getting ready in that bullpen since the start of this game, really. Not an easy thing to do, and then he enters in the 5th. Gives up back-to-back singles, the sack hit, and 2 in scoring position in a tied game for Joe Sandusky. And while the Blues have the conversation with their infield, Joe Sandusky and the man on deck, Makani Nabarro, having a discussion with Bill Pintard and Kyle Van Hook, third base coach for the Foresters. And they're going to put Sandusky on. They're going to load him up.
Now batting, brought to you by Lawrence College. Number 7, Makani Navarro.
So an intentional walk to Sandusky. Get the force out at second. And the batter is Makani Nabarro. He's brought home 8 this season. He's 0 for 2 today. A high strike, 0-1. What a big spot in this ball game. After the Blues tied the game in the top half of this inning. Opportunity for the Forsters to regain their lead. They led 2-0 after 1. And a fly ball to short right. Suzuki moves in. Handles out number 2. It's not deep enough. And the bases remain loaded, 2 down. So a massive second out for the cause for the Blues.
Number 28, Wyland.
And it's now Wyland Nelson. Bases filled with Forsters, 2 out. That's in there, strike 1. One and one. Nelson a pair of groundouts today. This inning started single, sack hit, intentional walk. Fly out to Navarro, and now we're here with Nelson. That's foul. Strike 2. Nelson batted in 8 so far this season, and we told you earlier what he did on the hill this year for Santa Barbara City College was incredible. Over 100 innings pitched, 2.61 ERA. Was the SoCal City College Player of the Year. He brought home 45 this past college season. And Ferris trying to get out of this jam. That's up the middle. Base hit. Forsters take the lead, and a 2-run single by Nelson. It's 4-2. Timely 2-out hit for the Forsters. They're back on top by a pair. And it's the number 9 man, Camberg, who's 1 for 1 with a walk. So well done by Nelson. The lead runner, Sandusky. In a 4-2 game in the 5th. Fastball missing in at 89. Both times today that Camberg is coming to the plate. He was stranded at second. Walked in the second. Singled in the 4th. Got down to the second station on an E1. It's 2-0. Top of the order is on deck with Donovan LaSalle. And for the Forsters, Be off to Wichita early in the week, playing their first game on Friday. 6 p.m. Wichita time on Friday against the Great Bend Batcats. Then on Saturday, they'll be playing at midnight, baseball around the clock. They'll have the midnight slot, really Sunday morning at that point, against the BTL Hornets. The second straight year, Forster's playing at midnight or the baseball around the clock. That's in there as Ferris gets himself back in the count. Right, that's going to load him up. So with 2 outs, gone single walk, and Camberg, pair of walks and a single today. Fantastic stuff continues from Aiden on his return back from injury. Loaded up for the second time. And back to the top of the order with Donovan LaSalle. 8th man to dig in for the Foresters. Let them load it up. 2 runs in, 2 down. Breaking pitch, high in the zone, strike 1. LaSalle's last time, he went down looking against Padilla. Has a sacrifice and a double and a run scored. Breaking pitch missing in 1-1. And a day in which the Foresters attempt to bounce back from their loss yesterday. We're trailing by 6 runs entering the 9th and end up pushing in 4 behind the 3-run home run by Nick Salmon. That's popped up on the left side, and Comerford navigates and holds on to out number 3. But the Foresters regain the lead. 2 runs on 3 hits. On to the 6th. Sturs by 2.
Can you feel that? That little itch to get out of town? At Santa Barbara Airport, we feel it too. But when you're ready to trade the usual view for something new, don't drive to LA. Depart stress-free at SBA. With 26 daily nonstops to 13 destinations, we're one stop to anywhere in the world. Go ahead, scratch that travel itch. Just skip the hustle. Visit flysba.com and take off easy. Santa Barbara Airport. Depart differently.
Foresters lead 4-2 in the 6th. Brendan Comerford, Kyle Becker, Diego Murillo, 3-4-5. With a pitching change for the Foresters, Carter Spites takes over after Nick Salmon goes 4-5. 2 runs on 1 hit. 2 innings, rather, on 1 hit. So Spites takes over. Comerford digging in for the third time today. And the 4-2 Forster lead. And remember, Nick Salmon started as the DH. Enters on the hill. Forster's losing their DH. Spites will be in the 3-hole, which will be due up 2 batters' time in the bottom half of this inning. That's on the corner. 1-1. That's in the air down the right field line. Over goes LaSalle. And a couple paces into foul territory makes the play, and a foul out starts the 6th. Spites on the year. It's his 9th time he takes over. Every appearance has been in relief. 9 in the 3rd. Doing 5 earned runs on 10 hits. Walked 4, struck out 6. There's a 4.82 ERA. So 1 down. Here is Kyle Becker in a 4-2 ball game in the 6th. And a chance today for the Blues. Granted, they are trailing now. A chance to split the season series against the Foresters. It was a year ago when the two teams played 7 times. And the Foresters won that 7-game season series 4-3. And with the SLO Blues winning the first 2 meetings last year. And 6th meeting today, and the final game of the regular season for the Foresters will then be off to Wichita. Another pitch high and inside, and Becker's going to hobble his way down to first, and he's on with 1 out in the 6th.
Ouch, that looks like it hurt. This hit by a pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
So 1 on, 1 out, and it's Diego Murillo. Time run at the plate in the 6th. And we were just mentioning Wichita for the Foresters. If you want to help the Foresters get to Wichita and even get back and help them with housing and food over in Wichita, go check out the Wichita Fund on the Forester website. Much appreciated for the Foresters, looking to win their 11th NBC title this year. That's runs inside on Murillo at 91. Spites looking for a ground ball to get out of this inning. Becker, not a running threat, has not attempted a stolen base this year. He gets one. Muma, Sandusky, Nelson got them both. And the 4-6-3 ends the inning. Bottom of the 6th, Easton Muma leads it off. Foresters by 2.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Bottom of the sixth, Easton Muma leads it off for the Foresters. There goes a pitch and change. Joseph Gamber now takes over. Strike one on Muma. That's off the left and out of play, strike two. Nothing in two on Muma on a strikeout starts the sixth. Gamber struck him out, one away.
Now batting brought to you by Mesa Cafe. Number 15, Nick Salmon.
So it will be Nick Salmon to hit out of the 3 spot after relieved of duties on the hill. So Salmon digs in for the 4th time today. Bases clear, 1 down, takes a strike at 91 from Joseph Gamber. Actually did see this earlier this season, since the DH did not technically play in the field, just on the hill, to resume his position as a designated hitter after leaving the hill in terms of pitching. And Salmon today is 1 for 2. Walked in the first, singled his last time, scored. That's upstairs. 2-1. And a 4-2 Forster lead. 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the Finneys' 5th. I feel like this one's going to come down to the wire. Here's the 2-1. 2-2. See Josh Woodworth on deck. He's 2 for 3. That's in the air to left. Nahar over. 2 down. So Joseph Gamber has seen 2, retired 2. And for the right-hander, 7th time he takes the hill this season. 7 innings pitched. Has been hit up. 7 earned runs on 11 hits. He has walked 8, struck out 9, but he's had some good command so far through the 2-3 hitters. It's now the cleanup man, Woodworth, who's working on a multi-hit game. Singled his first time and his last time. And the final game of the season, regular season, that is, for the Foresters. One thing SB will have to navigate as well, of course, today's Sunday. The next time they will be playing will be on Friday at 6 o'clock Wichita time. 6 o'clock p.m., and you have to say p.m. because of baseball around the clock. There are 6 a.m. games. It's now 2 strikes on Woodworth. But the Foresters will be able to reset after a 34-game regular season. Some players go home for a short time, make their way to Wichita, Kansas, and then the quest for number 11 begins. The campus of Wichita State, a phenomenal facility. Here's the 0-2. 1. Can the Foresters win the season series against the Blues? They did so last year, winning 4-3. Another strike 2 pitch. That's a strikeout. Going to be tough for Spear. Safe, and the inning continues. Good effort from Spear. That ball was spiked and was probably like 15 feet in the air. Gave Woodworth time to get down the line, so he strikes out, but gets on base. 2 down. So 2 Ks for Joseph Gamber, but now has to deal with the number 5 man, Brady Janusik. Goes after him with the fastball at 90. Strike 1. Janusik quickly in the hole, 0-2. Brady laid down a bunt last time. He's 0 for 2. With 2 down. A chopper to Murillo. Goes the long way, gets his man, and the inning is over. Gamber works around a drop third strike, and the Foresters get a man, strand a man. We're on to the 7th. Stars on top, 4-2 over the Blues. Santa Barbara Airport, 5 airlines, American, Alaska, Delta, Southwest, United. 13 nonstop destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Oakland, Phoenix, Portland, Sacramento, Salt Lake City, San Diego, San Francisco, and Seattle. 26 daily departures at SBA. Santa Barbara Airport's newest daily service to Chicago and San Diego. Ensure you can get all over the world. Just one easy connection. Skip the traffic and stress of driving to Los Angeles and enjoy a stress-free start to your trip by flying SBA. Learn more. Book your flight today at flysba.com. Santa Barbara Airport. Depart differently. Seventh inning. Foresters lead by 2. Spites back to work. Johnny Rodriguez leads it off. That's up and away, ball 1. Rodriguez, Suzuki, Spear, 6-7-8 for the SLO Blues. Foresters looking for 9 more outs to finish off their regular year on a positive note, heading into Wichita next week. That's outside the line. Strike 1. And Rodriguez going to get a new bat. We did say with the Foresters playing next Friday, 6 o'clock Wichita time. Way to follow along with the Foresters is through the National Baseball Congress YouTube page. We'll be covering and following all the games of that tournament. That's how you can tune in to follow the Foresters for their postseason run. It will not be here on the Forester YouTube page. It will be on the NBC, National Baseball Congress YouTube channel. So after the new twig, a called strike, it's 1-2. One, 2 from Spites, misses down away. Ball 2. Carter was able to work around a hit batsman with 1 out in the 6th. Deuce a ground ball and a 4-6-3 later. The side retired. Rodriguez has struck out twice today. once against every pitcher that is thrown for the Foresters. Lifts one to center. Janusik moves in and snares it. One away.
Now batting for the Blues, number 16, Kosei Suzuki.
So one down, here's Kosei Suzuki, who has been a difficult out this two-game set against the Blues and the Foresters. Gets his first look at Spites. Doubled in the second, picked up an RBI, ground out 5-3s last time. And that's in the dirt. Ball 1. Fastball at 93 from Carter, 1-1. Four-two game in the seventh. One down, bases clear. Playable for Woodworth. A shallow throw, but a nice play by Nelson, able to pick it up and stay on the bag, 2 down.
Now batting is your beer batter for the
So a
game.
difficult play for Wylan Nelson.
Spear.
Shovels it up, makes the play, and now 2 down for Kevin Spear. Spear has reached twice today, once safely, once on an error. He's stolen a base and scored a run. But bats with 2 out in the 7th in a 4-2 game. And Spear did not play yesterday. 255 hitter, sees a ball down at 94. Seen some good velo out of the arms today for the Foresters, notably out of the pen. Salmon at 93, Spites in the mid-90s, typically on his fastball. Low to mid-90s. Went right after him again. Two and one. There's the 2-1 from Spites. Another one at 94. 3 and 1. After Spear, the inning continues. It's Diego Gonzalez out of the 9 spot. Just a 2-run game. You've seen both teams have big outbursts of runs in this 2-game set. Spear gets hit. And the hit batsman continues the inning in the 7th. So Spears reached on error, a walk. He's been hit by a pitch. And the pitch, by the way, that was 93 square into the back. And it's now Diego Gonzalez with the 1 on, 2 down. Tying run at the plate. He was able to check it. Ball 1. Gonzalez today has struck out and laid down a sack. Another fastball from Spites at 94, and here comes Earl Carruthers, pitching coach for the Foresters, and the staff day for the Sturs Haven't seen that as often this year. On the final day of the regular season, bullpen day, Berlowitz went 3, Salmon goes 2, Spites has gone an inning and 2/3. And a part of this 2-game homestand yesterday was the BMW Santa Barbara Hugs for Cubs Day. If you weren't with us, the Forsters honoring their Hugs for Cubs person for this season. It's Christy Lash. Typically, it's a young person, a kid in the local area, Santa Barbara, or even in Southern California. But Christy Lash, athletic training intern with the Forsters in '96, was actually the trainer for the Forsters for 10 seasons, was honored prior to yesterday's game after being diagnosed with cancer in 2025. He's been undergoing treatment since. The Forsters taking care of some of their own with their Hugs for Cubs selection this year. All the great things that the Forsters do outside of playing baseball. So appreciative to everyone in the Santa Barbara area, going to local hospitals, just events for the Hugs for Cubs selection. Typically young kids throughout the season. Always so great to see. It's now 2-1 on Gonzalez, and it was great yesterday to see Christy here at the field, having all the Forsters support her on her journey. That's in at the knees, 2-2. Spites trying to end this inning right here. By the way, it's going to be Sandusky to lead it off for the Sturs in the bottom half. Gonzalez scorches one into right, down into the corner, and that ball is foul. That ball was very gone, but on the wrong side of the pole. It remains 2-2. There's another fastball from Spites. Struck him out, and the inning is over. Spites gets through 2 shutout innings. It's time to stretch. Forsters on top by 2.
Middle of the 7th inning on the final home day of the Foresters regular season. Foresters
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
Bottom of the 7th. 4-2 Forster leads Sandusky, Nabarro, Wyland, Nelson. Anyone gets on Camberg. And the Foresters find some insurance. They regain the lead. Bottom of the 5th. They were leading 2-0 after 1. Blues put up 1 run in the 2nd, 1 run in the 5th. A pair of 2 spots today for the Foresters. As the first pitch strike is dealt by Joseph Gamber, remaining in this game. Back out for a 2nd inning. Struck out 2, worked around a drop 3rd strike in the 6th. Sandusky today's 1 for 2. He was intentionally walked his last time. And he's in the hole, 0-2. Good take by Joe, 1-2. Sandusky headed to Texas A&M this upcoming fall. After an incredible year with Weatherford College, among the many Texas natives on this Forester roster. Had 231 plate appearances, hit .317, drove in 40, hit for some power as well. Here's the 2-2. And a strikeout starts the inning, 1 away. 3rd strikeout by Joseph Camber. 8th by Blues pitching. So here's Nabarro. He's 0 for 3. Pair of flyouts and a strikeout for McConney today. Ball 1. Down and away at 89 from Joseph Gamber. Remember, Gamber is a guy that's given up 7 earned runs on 11 hits and just 7 innings pitched. Entering this outing, he has been solid since taking over in the 6th. He turns on one, that's foul. That was another extremely hard hit ball. It's 1-1. That's in the air to left. Nahar to his right. 2 down. In this 4-2 game, the man who gave the Foresters the lead digs in for the 4th time. Nelson 1 for 3. But that 2-run single with 2 down in the 5th comes up big. That was after Sandusky was intentionally walked and Nabarro flew out. And then Nelson gives the team the lead. Gamber went right after him with the heater. Strike 1. Four runs for the Foresters on 7 hits in this one. That's scorched into right field. Going back, and Wyland Nelson. First home run of the season. Multi-hit game, and the Foresters add on. It's 5-2.
Wyland Nelson, the home run, sponsored by Santa Barbara Airport. No matter where you go and where you fly, you always come home to Santa Barbara Airport. Wyland Nelson.
Well, we touched on it in the pregame interview with Bill Pintard. The hitting for power is just night and day in terms of last year's team to this year. 22 home runs now for the Foresters this season. Compared, they just had 6 last year. And that's a ball upstairs to Aiden Camberg, who's 1 for 1 with 2 walks. And that's incredible. It's just 6 homers last year, and they've got 22 this year. And we'll take it one step further. We also talked about this in that pregame interview. The Foresters entering the game on July 1st, they had 5. So in a span of 18 days, you take your home run number to 5 to 22. That's just kind of mind-boggling to think about. And Camber gets ahead 3-0. After Aiden, top of the order with LaSalle. A high strike, 3-1. So the Foresters do tack on. In the 8th, they'll be the top 3 for the Blues. But Gamber still has to navigate Camberg behind the count 3-1. And Aiden's been an on-base machine. 3rd walk to go along with the hit. And we told you earlier Camberg's on-base percentage was .526, and that number is just going to keep growing heading into Wichita. So with 2 down, it's gone home run walk. And it's Donovan LaSalle. So here's LaSalle. 1 for 2 day. He also has a sacrifice. A low strike. Another fastball by Gambert, 91. If you're wondering, Camberg is 5 for 6 in the running game this year. So really, with Camberg on and LaSalle at the plate, 2 guys are having big impacts down the stretch. LaSalle was a pickup not too long ago for the Foresters. And Camberg, who was inactive for a couple of weeks with an injury. That's into the backstop, and Camberg down to second on the wild pitch. But that just adds extra depth, having a guy like LaSalle and Camberg having a great end to the regular season heading into Wichita. And for the Foresters, first game will be on Friday against the Great Bend Batcats. It'll be at 6 o'clock Wichita time. And you'll be able to follow along with the NBC YouTube page, not be broadcasted through the Foresters page, but on the National Baseball Congress YouTube page. You can follow along. They'll cover every game of the NBC tournament. They do a great job out there in Wichita. 2-1. That's down. The inning continues. Mumon next. In a 3-run game. 1 run in. Camberg worked a walk. Advanced on the wild pitch. A low strike, and the count's full. We'll do it again. Another 3-2 to LaSalle. Got underneath it, and that ball back into the seats. Remains 3-2. Pitch number 8 coming up to Donovan LaSalle. 1 run in, 1 on, 2 down in a 5-2 game in the 7th. 3-2 to Gamber. Check swing back to the hill, and Gamber does it himself. But with 2 down, Wyland Nelson scorches his first home run of the year, and the Foresters tack on 1. This game's headed to the 8th. Sturs by 3.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
In a 5-2 ball game. Top of the order for the Blues in the 8th. Chavez, Nahar, Comerford. If anyone gets on, it'll be Becker. Carter Spites back to work. At 93. Ball 1. Chavez digging in for the 4th time today. 0 for 3, pair of groundouts and a fly out to right. That's in there, 1-1. Spites took over in the 6th. 2 base runners have been hit by a pitch. Nick Salmon went 2 with the 4th and 5th after Berlowitz got the open today going 3. 1 run on 2 hits. Knots him up, strike 2. Currently the Blues 2 runs on 3 hits. That is lined a 1 hopper to Mumau. 1 away. So a 1 down. The batter is Dom Nahar. Nahar is 1 for 2. Hit by a pitch in the 3rd, stranded at 3rd. Stolen the base and has an RBI today. That's up and in, ball 1. In case you're wondering, the Foresters in the bottom half of this inning have Mumau, Salmon, and Woodworth, 2, 3, 4, the scheduled hitters. Here's the 1-0 to the number 2 man, Nahar. To the foul ground, Wyland Nelson right in front of the first base dugout has out number 2. And that's been an interesting day in terms of weather. It's been hot the past couple of days for the Foresters, relative in Santa Barbara terms hot. but some of the wind that's gusted through, and if you could make out the American flag straight away in center, kind of blowing in from left field. Completely different wind. We felt some gusts straight in from center field. The prevailing breeze out towards right. The Pacific Ocean essentially orientated around 7 o'clock from where the plate is facing. So 2 down, and it's Brendan Comerford. Sandusky charges. Good play by Joe, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for Spites. Bottom of the 8th, Moomaw, Salmon, Woodworth coming up.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com. For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com. For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
Easton Moomaw leads it off for the Foresters in a 5-2 ball game in the 8th. And a pitch and change, Parker Cristol now on the hill for the Blues. With Easton Moomaw going 0 for 2 with 2 walks so far today. And Parker Cristol taking over, facing the 2-3-4 hitters for the Blues, for the Sturs, trying to put up a 0. And it's now 3-0. That was a 3-0 from Cristol. And Moomaw is aboard for the 3rd time today on a walk. So remember, the Foresters will be off to Wichita on Friday. Well, I should say they'll be off before that, playing on Friday their first game. 6 o'clock local time, Wichita time, against the Great Bend Batcats.
Pinch hitting for the Foresters, sponsored by Strength Papin. Please welcome to the plate number 14, Caleb Hoover.
So we'll now have a pinch hitter for Nick Salmon, Caleb Hoover. So 1 on, nobody out. And Hoover pinch hitting for Nick Salmon. Salmon will end up going 1 for 3 along with a walk. Good pitch from Cristall. Strike 1. You look at what Hoover's done this year, it's really been incredible offensively. Then also on the hill, he has been solid. That's to the right side. Base hit for Hoover. And 2 on with nobody out in the 8th. Hoover pinch hits successfully. 2 on, nobody out. And it's Josh Woodworth. The lead runner is Mumaw. With Cristall taking over this inning clean after Gamber went the last 2. Ball 1. Woodworth today is 2 for 4. RBI in the first, scored in the 5th. Did reach his last time when he on a drop third strike. Nobody out in the 8th. And it's 2-0. Good pitch by Cristall. Strike 1. After Woodworth will be Janusik for the Foresters. Trying to finish out the regular season on the right foot. Two one from Cristall. That's in the dirt.
All right, RBIs now, huh? You can do it. They're waiting there for you. Your pitch now. Moved him over. That's good. All right, Josh. Nice and easy, huh? Put the bat on it. Nice and easy. You got it, kid. Infield's in. A lot of places there. Hit the ball.
Full count. By the way, it goes down as a pass ball to advance the runners into scoring position. Janusik stands on deck for the Foresters.
You got it, kid. You got it.
Struck him out. One away. Great pitch by Parker Cristall. One down.
Sponsored by Finney's Craft House. Number 9, the center fielder.
So a massive K for Parker Cristall. But the Foresters just looking for some extra insurance runs entering the 9th inning. And Jack Fowler warming up in the bullpen for the Foresters. After Carter Spites going 3 shutout innings. Second and third with the infield in. That's down, and Mumma to the plate. And the Foresters add on, it's 6-2. So the Foresters tack on, it's 6-2. It's 2-0. So this inning is going to walk, infield single, strikeout, and Janusick ahead 3-0. And for the Foresters, be off to Wichita, and I'd like to help the Foresters continue their trips to Wichita. Check out the Wichita Fund on the Forester website. Helps the Stars get to and from Wichita, helps feed and house the players looking for title number 11. As Janusick is aboard with 1 out, works a walk, and that puts runners on the corners for Joe Sandusky.
Sponsored by Santa Barbara Mayor Randy Rouse. Please welcome the shortstop, number 6, Joseph Sandusky.
And here comes Dean Trainer. Parker Cristal took over in this inning. Gone walk, single, strikeout, walk. But the Foresters tack on, make it a 6-2 game. And if you're wondering, the Blues have 4, 5, and 6 coming up in the bottom of the inning.
If you recognize their names or go to their stores or restaurants or use their services, mention how much you appreciate them supporting the Foresters. We couldn't do it without great folks like that. So thanks a lot to all of our game day and player sponsors all season long.
But whenever this game ends and whatever the score may be, appreciate you sticking with us throughout the course of this season on the Forester Broadcast Network. Again, following along with the Foresters at the end of the season. Won't be broadcasted through the Forester page, but through the NBC, the National Baseball Congress YouTube page. So that's how you follow the Foresters when they first take on the Great Bend Batcats on Friday in Wichita. But the Foresters leading by 4. Sandusky is 1 for 3 as an intentional walk. Ball 1. See if Janusick runs. 14 for 15 on the season. Stolen bases on attempts. He's over at first. And these two teams, so fun to watch in terms of just the running game. Both teams lead the league. 1 and 2 in stolen bases. Foresters entered this game with 125. The Blues with 101. And it's 2-0. Check on Janusick, and it ends up hitting Joey Holguin, the first base coach. The ball got away from Johnny Rodriguez and ends up hitting the first base coach, and that would have been an error. That would have scored a run. But Joey Holguin, the Forster first base coach, it hits him square on the legs and keeps the ball right in front of Rodriguez, left-handed first baseman for the Blues and former Forster. Still Sandusky at the plate. It's 2-0. Foresters have 1 run in the 8th. Hoover's at third. Janusik at first. There goes Janusik down to second. No throw down, but it goes down to third base, and it gets away. Hoover to the plate, and the Forsters make it a 7-2 ball game. So Spear pump fakes it down to second. The pump fake down to second, the throw down to third to try to get Hoover on a back pick. It was thrown away in the left field. Allows Hoover to score the 7th run of the game. Conversation with Dean Trainer and the Blues and the home plate umpire. So it's 2 runs in for the Forsters. And it's a 7-2 ball game. And it's 2-1 on Sandusky. Infield in for the Blues. There's ball 3. Makani Nabarro stands on deck for the Forsters. And in terms for the Sturs, they hope their last cuts with live pitching until the game next Friday. Want to take care of this ball game in the top of the 9th. Here's the 3-1. That puts 2 on, 1 out in the 8th. And Parker Cristal, who entered this inning clean, only able to record a single out. 2 runs in, and it's a 7-2 ball game. Pitching change for the Blues. Makani Nabarro coming up for the Forsters.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
Pitch and change for the Blues. Zachary Savino takes over. And on the year, Savino It's his 11th appearance, 16 2/3, 8 earned runs on 17 hits. He's walked 5, struck out 14, 4.32 ERA. Remember, this is a Blues team along with the Foresters that have two of the better ERAs in the CCL. Couple of runs for the Foresters, it's 7-2. Januszek is at third. Sandusky is at first, both working walks. And here's McConaughey Nabarro. He's hitless today. Can you find a way to get on and test Zachary Savino and give Jack Fowler, who's waiting down there in the Forester bullpen, a few extra runs? Sandusky's on the move, and Sandusky into scoring position. His first stolen base of the ballgame, his 5th of the year. Runs his way out of a force out, and the infield in for the Blues. Strike one. Went after him at 90 miles an hour on the fastball from Savino. Here's the 2-1. That's upstairs. Barrow's able to check it. 3-1. On deck, Wyland Nelson. He just hit his first home run of the season in the last inning. 3-1. A low strike. The count is full. That's scorched into right field and just over the head of Suzuki. Extra bases for Nabarro. Sandusky first to third, safe, and it's a 2-run double. So Nabarro, RBIs 9 and 10 on the year. And that brings up Nelson, who's working on a 3 RBI day. And the Foresters tack on 2 more. It's now 9-2, putting this game out of reach here in the 8th. The extra insurance runs, 4 runs now in on just 2 hits, capitalizing on the walks. Another RBI chance for Wyland Nelson. That's off the left now to play strike 1. So Nelson homered his last time in the 5th, the 2-run single. So a great day from Wyland, and yeah, it's starting at first base today and been a consistent first baseman. Such a great year. Local product from Ventura, just south of where we are in Santa Barbara. I missed a couple weeks early on. Been such a great guy for the Foresters this season. And he's behind in the count, 0-2. Nelson is the 7th man to dig in this inning. Aiden Camberg waits on deck. The on-base machine, reaching safely 4 times today. The 0-2 from Savino. Here's a pop-up to right, long run for Suzuki. He's got it. 2 down.
Sponsored by Rick Wilson. Please welcome number 12, the catcher, Aiden Camberg. All right, AC right here, kid. Base hit brings him in. 2 out hits win championships.
So with 2 down, here's Aiden Camberg. Strike 1. Jack Fowler coming in the game in the 9th for the Foresters. Stars entered this inning leading 5-2. I've tacked on 4 to make it 9-2. And Camberg behind the count, 0-2. The ball game has gone walk, single, walk, walk for the catcher. Savino gave up the double to Navarro, got the fly out to Nelson. Knots up Camberg, and he was able to check it. Ball 1. We told you earlier, but Camberg's one of those guys for the Foresters. Missed a couple of weeks with an injury early on this month. Made his return 2 nights ago, and he's been so good for the Foresters, even just since coming back from that injury. It's 5 walks and 3 hits, but he strikes out here, and the inning is over. But the Foresters push in 4 more runs, capitalizing on some walks and some hits. This game's headed to the 9th. Stars on top, 9-2.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Ninth inning. Foresters 3 outs away from heading off to Wichita with a victory. They are leading 9-2 and 3 outs away from winning the season series against the SLO Blues. Kyle Becker, Mario Rodriguez, the scheduled hitters, and Jack Fowler, the left-hander, now on the hill. Prior to this outing in relief, he has started every game for the Foresters, and he has been one of the top arms for SP all year long. He's had 7 starts, the most innings pitched out of any Forester this year, 28 2/3, 11 earned runs on 19 hits. He has struck out 23. He's got a 4-0 record. And he was actually the man that started on opening day for the Foresters. In that ball game, Jack went 5 shutout innings on just a single hit. Walked 1, struck out 5 on just 53 pitches. So on opening day on June 6th, Fowler got the ball on the final game of the regular season. Final 3 outs are required by Jack Fowler. So good bookends here for 21. And that is a base hit for Kyle Becker. And he's on to start the 9th. So Becker's got his first hit of the day, and that's going to be Diego Murillo. Murillo, a 1 for 3 day. Doubled off the fence and right, and the second came in to score. Also stole a base. Big breaking ball, strike one. And the SLO Blues, who've gone 3-2 this week. Dropped their games Tuesday, Wednesday. Won their last 3. That's to the right side. Tough for Muma, and that's through. Back-to-back hits for the Blues. Starts the 9th. And it was actually a similar spot in yesterday's game when the Foresters were trailing 10-4. Entering the 9th inning, they pushed in 4 runs to force a pitching change. And the batter's now Johnny Rodriguez. That's up the middle. Fowler to second. Got one onto first. Got them both. And the 1-6-3 for 2 out. Over to third, Becker. There's Kosei Suzuki. Final help for the Blues. And the last hope for San Luis Obispo, playing in their 41st game of the season. That's in the dirt. Handled enough by Camberg to shepherd it down that third baseline, ball 1. Foresters looking for one more out to finish out their regular season. 2-0. Sturs will be off to Wichita early next week, playing their first game on Friday. The Blues will still have one more week left of the CCL season until they play in the postseason. They're leading the Northern Division currently. This loss will bring them down just a little bit, depending on what Walnut Creek does the rest of the way. Be a tight battle for the Northern Division. See who's going to win that division. That's off to the right now to play. 2-2 in the Blues, down to their final strike. Two. Struck him out, and the ball game is over.
And for the final time of the 2026 season, that's the ball game. Final score: Foresters 9, San Luis Obispo Blues 2. Want to wish the Blues all the best in the upcoming CCL playoffs. Hope they can bring
So at the end of the regular year, the Santa Barbara Foresters go 27-6-1. The one draw against the Conejo Oaks that ended and was suspended due to darkness. And the Foresters in their 34-game regular season schedule only drop 6 games. What incredible regular season it has been for the Foresters. Bill Pintard talked about it in the Forester Coastal Copy pregame show. And the Foresters off to Wichita. They won 3 straight from 20 to 2022. They'll be looking for number 11 in just a couple of weeks. The Foresters play their first game in Wichita, game 1 of the group stage, on Friday. And that'll be against the Great Bend Batcats, and that will be at 6 o'clock Wichita time, 4 o'clock here in Santa Barbara. And then we'll be playing also on Saturday at midnight. Well, they hope it's midnight if the game does not get postponed. Last year they were in that slot, and the game started at 1. We'll have to see this year when that game goes against the BTL Hornets. But the end of the regular season has arrived. 34 games in the books, and the Foresters 27-6-1, including a non-CCL game And what a big year for the Foresters. And they hopefully have big things on the horizon. And a salute from the team and their manager. And this is a tight team. That was definitely the case last year in Bill Pintard.
For all your support, the community support. We're from Santa Barbara. These guys were embraced by you, and you guys, what do you think of Santa Barbara? The people here and the weather here is awesome, and they're very grateful. They tell me every day. And
back at 'em.
We're very honored. We're very honored to wear this on our chest. And I want to tell you how incredible this team really is. This is one, I've been doing this a little while. And this team ranks right up there with our record this year. We're number 1 in the league in pitching. We're number 1 in the league in hitting. We're number 1 in the league in stolen bases.
Yeah.
But most importantly, we are number 1 in chemistry. These guys all care for each other. They all love each other. I mean, they root for each other. It's, they say coaching can't be a job. I can't wait to come to the field every day and watch these guys play. I'd like my coaches to come up. This is Kyle Van Hook. Come on up here, Hook. He's from Texas.
Yeah. There you go.
His son played for me in 2006 on the first championship team. I've known him 30 years, and he's out here coaching with me. Where's
They're hiding in the back.
Earl's our pitching coach. He comes here 2 hours before everybody else and does early outs with these guys. And his work ethic is unbelievable, and he's known as the father of fish. I don't know what a fish is. Where's D. Nick? What's D. Nick? Right here. There he is. He's our hitting coach. Yeah. There's fish right there. Miles is our bullpen. I mean, can you feel the energy we have? These guys are unbelievable.
Don't forget eggs.
And then, last but not least, my associate head coach, Brian Aguilar. He's here every day, 2 hours before anybody gets here, working with our catchers. And our catchers, he makes them better, and he's just a wonderful guy. He's been with me. He started catching bullpens when he was 16. He drive down from Lompoc, then he went on to college, had a great career where he learned under the famous Rob Walton, was in the Minnesota system, professional Minnesota Twins system. And then now he's our catching coach, and he's my number 1 associate head coach. So anyway, that's Brian. All right. Anyway, thank you. We had great battles with San Luis. They're going off to the tournament. And follow us in Wichita, folks.
Yep.
Because I think this team, we're going to make some noise back there. We're going to go back there, and we have one goal, and that's to have a lot of fun playing this big game of baseball.
Let's bring back number 11. Turn on. Your 2026 CC South Division Santa Barbara Foresters.
We'll see what this team does starting next week on Friday when they take on the Great Bend Batcats. They're going to have a good chance. Bill Pintard just touched on how tight this team is, and you see the chemistry from the coaches all the way down to every single player. We'll have to wait and see what's coming up for the Foresters when they head out to Wichita. But at the end of the day, they go 27-6-1 during the regular year through their 34-game schedule, and they're feeling good heading to Kansas. We appreciate you sticking with us. Once again, the final score here from Eddie Matthews Field for one final time this 2026 season. San Luis Obispo 2, Foresters 9. Be sure to tune into the Forester games on the NBC YouTube channel, the National Baseball Congress YouTube page. They will not be broadcasted here on the Foresters Broadcast Network. So turn in 6 o'clock Wichita time when the Foresters take on the Great Bend Batcats on Friday for Game 1 of the NBC tournament. For all the great team, for Bill Pintard, I'm Hunter Schumink saying so long from Santa Barbara. We'll see you next year when the Foresters are back in action with more baseball here at Eddie Matthews Field. We'll see you then.